not getting any feedback here. Just make sure everybody has everyone muted inside inside the WebRTC. Make sure you have everybody muted, and then you'll just hear what's going on in TeamSpeak. Because the audio with what we're broadcasting and the actual live audio feed from TeamSpeak is
fixed it.
Yeah, it's accurate. So
it was Weewilly's fault.
Wow.
Harsh, bro. Harsh.
Well, it was.
Alright, so we're going to play 13th Age. I'm excited, y'all. I think it's a fun system. It's not going to be a massively heavy rule system. Weewilly's going to get to enjoy unplugging from the multitude of rules from Pathfinder for a night and play something a little bit more simple.
I'm going to actually get to play a character for longer than one session.
Yeah, that's true. Unless you die in the first session.
In 10 years that's happened, dude.
Really? Wow. Well, that's cool.
That's how much I DM, dude. Just non-stop.
I'm just glad I don't have to DM and play by myself anymore.
Well, I'm glad that you're not even sharing your dinner with us, Pathfinder. Come on, bro. What are you eating?
Candied yams.
Oh my gosh, that's just disgusting.
And coffee. I'm eating 4-dog coffee and candied yams.
MissScarlet.
You know why they call it 4-dog coffee, right?
No, I don't.
Because it takes 4 dogs to make it.
No, you have to bite 4 dogs to get the taste out of your mouth.
How do you feel about playing with all these guys, MissScarlet?
Same as every time we play Cards Against Humanity.
She just shakes her head and tries to think, I'm gonna go to hell with these people.
Pretty soon she's gonna start getting in and start making big dirt cards as well.
She shakes her head and thinks, how can I be dirtier than them? And she wins most of the time.
Yeah.
No, it's been a while since I've won.
Ever since we started putting, big dirt cards into the game and custom cards, it's kind of
a game changer.
Yeah, it is a game changer. Because usually
game breaker. What are you talking about?
Yeah, usually the dirt cards usually break everything. So. All right. So
that's why I tried making custom cards that didn't have big dirt on it.
That's why I never play or pick big dirt cards.
I picked 2 or 3. I made 2 or 3 that don't have big dirt on them.
You've made more than 2 or 3 without big dirt on them.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. All right, so I'm gonna get out a blank canvas here. I'm gonna get out a white blank canvas here so I can actually write on it. The little dwarf female token. That's one like a rarity. There's no female tokens for dwarves. Alright. So I guess we could probably go over the house rules first. I don't know if I've kind of been adjusting the house rules, and some of these house rules are because we're on a virtual tabletop. I just feel that some of the house rules need to be there. Like for movement, there's literally no movement. There's near and far. But that doesn't translate very well to a tabletop, virtual tabletop. So we're gonna have a couple house rulings on, well, just one. All right. So the first one, ability scores. We're not gonna be rolling. You guys have already probably done your point buys. 28 point buy. There's a multitude of stat arrays on page 309 of the book. So you guys can do either or. You can choose one of those, or you can buy with 28. Now, the maximum stat you can have is 20. You can start with a 20. You can start with anything at a 20. But you just can't go over 20. The game just won't, we're not going over 20 in the game. Especially because there's only 10 levels. You're going to get another +1 to hit every level anyway, by default. So you're going to be, at max level, you're going to be +15. And then with a +3 magic item for being 3rd tier, because the game has 3 tiers, you'll be +18. So there's just really no reason to go over 20 in a stat. So I don't care if you guys start at a 20. I think it's great if you can get to a 20, but you just got to take into consideration all of your defenses are affected by the stats. So that's the one thing that they penalize you for beefing up one stat. They'll penalize you in another way, which is cool. I like that. Alright, so ability scores, currency. There's copper in 13th Age, but I'm not using copper. I like to give plenty of money to all the players. So we're not going to be using copper. We'll be using silver, gold, platinum, and trines. Trines is if you guys haven't read the currency portion of 13th Age, trines are basically, it's a mixture of silver, gold, and platinum. And it's kind of swirled up into a coin, and they're made by the elves. So their value for one trine is 3 gold. So if you get trines, there may be something special about them because they're not, you don't see a trine every day, so there may be some kind of story behind why these trines are found or whatnot. And gems, just like in all my other games, if you find 50 gold in gems, you got 50 gold in gems. I don't care if it's 50 in sapphires, whatever. It's just less micromanaging for you guys. So when you have your 50 gold in gems, you get another 100 in gems. That just means you got 150 in gems. So if a merchant says, I need 150 in rubies, and just give him 150 gold in gems, and it satisfies it. So now movement. Now there's no movement. There's near and then far away. So I've given every single race in 13th Age 35 feet of movement. No matter if you're a dwarf, if you're a halfling, if you're a human, half-orc, dragonborn, whatever, 35 feet. I feel 35 feet is pretty generous for a tabletop. Usually the smaller races usually get screwed and they have less movement. The elves always have more. But in 13th Age, we're all on an even. We're all 35. We're all even. That's one of the rules that just doesn't exist in 13th Age. Vision, same thing. When you look at your races, they're pretty plain. You get like a racial ability, and then you can upgrade that racial ability with a feat. Some, like the dwarf, they get to drink beer faster or something like that. But there's a couple other small little perks, but they're not really. There's no vision. There's no other multitude like Pathfinder. Oh my goodness, there's so many racials bonuses for being a dwarf or being a halfling. It's not like that in 13th Age. So obviously there's no visions. We're all on an even playing field. If it's dark, you can't see. No matter if you're a dwarf, if you're an elf, if you're a half-orc, have some torches and light a torch. I mean, that's just the way it's going to be. It's going to be easier for me to micromanage all of the layers on lighting and stuff, so we're all going to be blind as a bat if it's dark outside, no matter if you're an elf or whatnot. There's, a lot of the things what I like in 13th Age is whatever the DM wants to bring in from another game, and they encourage that all the time with a lot of the rules. They're like, if you like this type of option, incorporate it in your game. If you like this, incorporate it. So that's what we're doing with vision and movement. Languages. There's no list of languages in 13th Age, but hey, we all know what the languages are in your typical, generic setting for D&D, Pathfinder, whatever. So whatever languages are out there in the other games, I don't care. If you guys want to know Draconic, you can know Draconic. If you guys want to know, if you want to know Hobgoblin, that's fine. Hobgoblin will count for the whole Hobgoblin family. Bugbears, Hobgoblins, and Goblins. So if you want to know Orc, you'll know Orc. If you want to know Dwarf, you know Dwarf. So it's up to you. Everybody gets to start with their race language and one other language of your choice. Straightforward, easy, no problem at all. Now the skill check system. This is like a major thing that I contemplated on. And I really did a lot of thinking on this. And I did a lot of math too to try to come up with the best solution for incorporating a skill check system. We all know that there's no skill check system in 13th Age. We're all used to skill checks. I like skill checks because your character can actually be proficient, but it's still state set in the rules. They want you to, the big thing with 13th Age is roleplay. They want you to incorporate whatever background you choose. Like if you are a soldier, you're going to incorporate certain things, but there's such a vast array that I didn't want that. I wanted something more concrete. So that's why I put together, and I took skills from Pathfinder, from D&D 4e and D&D 5e, and I put together the 20 skill checks that I think pretty much covers every single possible skill check in a tabletop game. So, like I said, they're from Pathfinder 4 and 5. So those cards aren't obviously going to match up to your traditional 13th Age book type of lettering and stuff. It's actually out of those books. So there's 20 of them, and you start with, the way that we're doing it is, the rules state you get 8 proficiency points to put into your skill checks. Now, I'm allowing you to be proficient in 8 different skills. Out of the 20, you'll be proficient in 8. Now, you're going to get a skill level of 3 for each one of those. You'll get a +3 for the 8 that you choose. Now, one of those 8, because in the rules it says you can have you can put a maximum of 5 points into one of those skills. So I've translated it to where you're going to automatically start with 1 bonus at 5, and in the other 7 you'll have a +3. So I feel that that allows you to be a little bit more skilled in one particular skill that your background will, and your skills need to be part of your background. And it will be incorporated into your background, which is good. You're not going to be able to be proficient in everything. It's not like Pathfinder. You're not getting any more skill ranks every time you level. These are the 8 skills that you're proficient in for the life of your character. One of them is going to be +5 bonus. The other 7 will be +3. That scales great with the +1 a level and your ability mod, and it still is within an easy, a hard, and a difficult DC for 13th Age. So I feel that it lines up great. As long as you don't roll, it's not like you're going to have to roll anything higher. You're going to have to roll decently. Some of these you're going to have to, even with a hard, you're going to have to roll 12 or 13, which should be that way. But, like I said, the easier, they're supposed to be easier. So the 3, the 5, and then I also line it up for there's a feat that you can take, a general feat, that will allow you to add a couple more skills. If you want to take one of your feats and use that, that's fine. You can be proficient in a couple more skills as long as they go with your background, and you can actually warrant why you're taking, and explain why you're taking these skills. So that's pretty much the skill check system. It's a one-time thing. You buy your skills the first time, and that's it. Now, that's about it for house rules. And I think I pretty much touched on everything. And also, there's for the languages, I think it's linguistics feat. It's general also. So if you want to take more languages and want to spend a background feat on that, that's fine with me. You can do that also. So there we go. You guys have any questions about the skill check system or anything?
No, good
Yeah,
so far.
I did have one question, Dave.
Sure.
Since you changed the movement, there's a lot of skills and spells that designate nearby foe or far away foe. How will the ranges work on this?
Okay, for nearby, that's your 35 feet. So it's going to work the same way, because you can travel nearby as normal movement in 13th Age. So basically, your nearby movement is 35 feet. So that's a massive amount of movement. That's literally 7 squares away. So if you do want to use that intercept ability that you can use, you'll still be able to intercept at 35 feet. That's a long way away. And we can adjust it. If I think that maybe it needs to go to 40 feet, we can always adjust it later. So I mean, nothing's concrete. So if I feel that maybe we can squeak another 5 or 10 feet in there, I have no problem doing that. But I just wanted to try to translate something into a virtual tabletop setting to where, because we use grids, so it's not like we're playing the theater of mind. So yeah. So I think 35 feet will be good. because a lot of the areas that you guys are fighting in are barely 35 feet, maybe even more, maybe a little bit more. So maybe that creature can squeak, along the wall's edge or something and squeak by and not take an intercept. So that's why I tried to, do the 35 feet. I wanted to do 30 at first, but I'm like, I think 35 is going to be a little bit better. Because I just wanted you to be able to use that intercept. I think intercept is an awesome mechanic in 13th Age. I like it. And I love disengage too, man. Disengage is going to be so fun in this game. You got to roll save and throw.
Are going to be 5 feet too.
Everything's 5.
That'll be interesting.
Yep. Everything's 5. We're not going to do Pathfinder or 3.5 movement. We're going to do 4E, 5E movement. So, 5E optional. You can do 5-10, 5-10, but we're just doing 5, man. You guys got any other questions? So you'll be starting with 8 skills total for your character. 7 of those you'll get a +3 bonus. 1 you'll get a +5, and if you want to upgrade it with the talent, with the feat, you can do that. Nice pipe, Stig.
Yeah, that's a e-cig.
Is that a pipe in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
No, I was showing that to Big Dirt because I know he vapes.
I vape my drink. Any other questions? You guys gotta have
that
any other
Doing good right now.
Huh? It's not purple drink. No, it's the
Purple
nectar
drink.
of the gods. It's not purple drink. Yeah, I go by Dave or David. It doesn't matter, Relic. Alright, so we'll go ahead and we'll go to the character sheets. You guys can see one of two things. This is going to change in the next patch, so whenever you guys click on the journal tab, it's going to look totally different here in the next, I think, month when they drop the new patch. All that's going to be one. There's going to be no more handout section, character section. It's just going to have folders. They're actually incorporating folders. Finally, thank you, Roll20. They're incorporating those into the game. So you guys can all see your characters, and we'll go over the character sheet. You guys will also see everyone has their own handout. So, I put A and then your name and then journal, so it keeps everything in alphabetical order at the top. So, but I won't have to do that anymore because I can arrange the list any way that I want to when the new transition comes for Roll20, so which is pretty cool. Alright, so let's take a look at the character sheet really quick. Now this is just like every other game that I do. I try to have I like and I appreciate all the effort and work that goes into these community made character sheets. I really do. But a lot of them just don't make sense to me with all their formulas and whatnot, because sometimes when I roll something and I end up having a +4 to hit, all of a sudden like +12 to hit, and I'm like, how in the hell do I have a +12 to hit? And a lot of the formulas are just totally weird. And I'm supposed to be 20 plus 5, D20 plus 5, and now all of a sudden I'm D20 plus zeros, 30 zeros in 4 different lines, and then everything else, and I'm like, this is crazy. And then I feel a lot of the other character sheets are just too bulky, too cumbersome. I like them; they're really nice, but I want my players to know how to calculate everything on their sheets. So you guys can see here. When you click on level, it tells you everything that you get. All of the benefits for leveling up your character. That's it. There's no EXP in 13th Age. You get 12 to 16 encounters, good encounters, and you'll get a level. That's just how it goes. I put experience on there just so we can keep track of how many encounters we have. Because after 12, 16 encounters, you're going to get a level. It may be earlier. It may be later. It just depends on what I think. Depends on how the story's being played and how it's being driven. Your race, I know you guys are going to have your races. You already know what you're playing, but you'll have a card, and it's going to have the information for your race on that card. The class also, but I just wanted to make sure I didn't make those ahead of time, and then you guys changed your mind. And so yeah, that's going to be there. You'll be able to put your languages there, your hit points. your recoveries. You know, you can just click on recoveries and it tells you how to calculate your recoveries. It's really easy. Everything, you know, the core rule book, I uploaded basically all of the important rules. They're all in alphabetical order. So anything about attacks or actions, up towards the top. All the conditions. There's only 9 conditions, and Weewilly, I bet you're loving this. Only 9 conditions in 13th Age, so...
Yeah, they're all pretty straightforward,
yeah.
too. I mean,
and you can click on the conditions button. It'll show you what the little Roll20 icon is. And it's straightforward. I mean, there's no need to really go over that. And there's all kinds of things, delaying the action, disengaging. I love disengaging in this. And then at the bottom, all of the vendor stuff. And then there's also more things that you can buy too, like you can buy healing potions. Everybody's going to start with 1 healing potion, an adventurer level healing potion. So everybody will start with 1. It's already on your sheet. And all you have to do is click on it, and it'll tell you the adventure healing potion is a recovery. You spend a recovery and you get an additional 1d8 with a maximum of 30. So Miss Scarlet, she's going to have like 3,000 hit points at level 1. She'll probably max out at 30 just about every time, which is good. And then, you know, the higher level potions you want, the more that they're going to cost. But I'm telling you, money's going to be really easy in this game. It's just the way the game's engineered. Now, there's also resistance potions. Well, resistance works differently in 13th Age. You know, resistance, it depends on if you get a 16 plus or not. So resistance 16 plus means you have to roll a 16 or higher naturally to do full damage on that creature. If you roll 15 or below, then you do half damage. You'll still do the damage, but you'll do half damage. So that's how resistance works in 13th Age. And there's potions that you can get for that for any type of different damage, and all of the damage types are in the core rule book. There's oils. The oils are cool in 13th Age. There's 3 tiers of oils, and each oil does you can get oil for your weapon or oil for your armor, and it gives you a +1 bonus to hit and damage, or a +1 to armor if it's an armor oil, and then you can get, you know, +1, +2, or +3. They don't stack or anything like that. It's just 1. And all that stuff is encounter based. The oils are encounter based. Then there's runes, and like the runes are really nice. In fact, I'll show you guys this handout.
Where are these handouts? I'm not seeing the oils and the runes and stuff. Though.
Yeah, I've got that. That's on my GM journal. But I'm actually gonna show you guys these things right here. So there you go. There's the you guys should be able to see the potion of resistance now. So that tells you about the resistances. Here is the oil handout. So it has all the oils. You know, they're just one-use items. They last for an encounter. You know, it tells you as a quick action you can use it and get it on. +1, +2, or +3, depending on what tier. And that affects, you know, there's no other perks on that. Now the runes, they do the same thing as oils, whether it's a weapon rune or an armor rune. Well, whenever you have a rune, you get a magic effect on it. So you can literally roll, like if you get like if you have an armor rune, you can roll a D100, and if you roll a 41 to 60, then the rune will also give you the bonus to your physical and magical defense as well, instead of just armor class, because the rune normally just affects your armor class. So there's a lot of cool things. You can get pretty nice bonuses for your weapons too.
Are these going to be posted as handouts, Dave?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, yep,
Okay,
they are.
good.
Yep, I'll actually. They're on my journal, but you can, anything that you guys want to see, all you have to do is put it in brackets, like healing potion in brackets, and it'll pop up oil in brackets. But I'll also put these
10-4.
on the handout down below in the equipment section. So I'll also transfer this stuff to that portion also of the core rulebook handout. All right, so then there's the scrolls, and the scrolls, they basically, you know, it's like you can put them in your book. And this is pretty much, for a wizard, you guys don't have any kind of cast or anything like that, but scrolls are pretty much one-use items too. You can use them, or you can do whatever you want with them. And then to buy them, the cost is for first level anywhere between 50 and 150 gold, depending on where you go. Bigger towns probably cost less. Smaller towns probably cost more. So same type of economy as any other type of game that you're going to play. It's all about supply and demand. So, but that's pretty much the one-use stuff. And then there's plenty of magic items. You guys are going to get plenty of magic items. It's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be fun. So you guys also have your journals down below. Everybody should have their own journal. Let's see, the character sheet. It has all of the formulas to calculate your defenses. And I tried to highlight all the important columns to where you can just kind of look there. Stats is the same way. I'll put all of your features are going to be on cards, so you guys don't have to write down anything. It's all going to be clickable. And your attacks, all of your spells will go in this, let's see, 3, 4, 5, the 6th table down. And then all of your spells, like I said, your spells, attacks, your maneuvers, flexible attacks, all that stuff will be in there. So you guys will not have to worry about continuously opening up the book. They'll all be there for you. And then here's the skill check system that I was talking about. There's 20 of them, and I feel that everything is covered. Everything from acrobatics, arcana, athletics, deception, disable device, dungeoneering, endurance, history, insight, intimidation, medicine, nature, perception, performance, persuasion, religion, sleight of hand, stealth, streetwise, survival. So I feel those 20 basically cover just about everything that you could possibly want to do for a skill check. And I added disabled device from Pathfinder because I like that, instead of using thieves tools. There's no thieves tools in 13th Age. So if part of your background means that you're going to be able to pick locks, which one of you, I hope one of you is going to have it. If not, it's going to be brute force. Well, I'm sure Pathfinder, you probably will. So disable device, that's it. And then you can click on it. And this is from Pathfinder. So this is basically, the DCs are almost identical to all the other games. So it's kind of weird how it worked out like that. And you can, like performance, you can click on that. It just gives you a little general overview. And this is stuff that's pulled from the other games, not only Pathfinder, but 5e and 4e. So, but if you guys got any questions, really don't worry about the DCs on there, because I didn't feel like modifying the cards and stuff. I just basically put that on there for information for you guys to know what religion did, or sleight of hand did, or stealth, or streetwise. So there you go. That's the skill check system. And then finally down here, your equipment. You see you got one adventurer's healing potion. You can click on it. There's the currency. And then any other things that you get, like statues or whatever, any other kind of monetary items you can put in that column. And then there's for your gear. Now, there's magic items for every one of these slots, so you'll eventually end up getting them. You can wear one magic item a level, but I'm really not worried about that type of rule. If you get another magic item, I'm really not going to enforce that kind of stuff. So, but there's magical helmets, necklaces, armors, cloaks, girdles, gloves. Everything. Rings, boots, and each item does something, in particular. Like helmets, they give you a bonus to your magical defense. I believe necklaces are like physical defense. Armor is, of course, armor class.
Does a girdle hold my fat end so I can sneak better?
It possibly could, Pathfinder. It depends on what type of girdle that you get. So, but everything does things different. Every shield, their base is a hit point bonus, and then there's like 20 different other types of additional things that you can add on the shields, which is what I like about 13th Age, because you create your own bonuses to put on the shields, as long as you follow the chakras or the guidelines of what the core bonus is for that item. So which is pretty cool. And then your weapons, of course, they do plus to hit and plus to damage. So, and then that's it. And then down below, there's every one of you are going to get to choose one of the 13 icons. They're the living. They're not gods, but they are the living icons, the living gods of the realm. You know. Every game we're going to have to roll icon relationships at the beginning of every game. Everybody's going to roll 3d6s, and then if you guys roll 6s, then something good can happen to you. Something bad can happen to you depending on what type of relationships that you take with your icon that you are affiliated with. And everybody gets to choose their one unique thing, which I'm really looking forward to hearing everybody's one unique thing. And then we're also going to do the 5e D&D trinket, because I love the 5e D&D trinket, and now especially seeing that this is my own homebrew campaign, this is going to allow me to incorporate these much easier than it is while I'm doing the Horde of the Dragon Queen or Temple of Elemental Evil in a couple months. So this is going to be, I'll be able to get these trinkets done a lot quicker, and I want to do these trinkets, and I hope one of you rolls the Petrified Goblin hand, because I want to do what I wanted to do in the other game with Kadojo, but oh well.
If I roll the Goblin hand, dude, it's going to be like Thing just sitting up on my shoulder.
You going to have it attached to your armor? Alright.
I'm going to make it a cod piece.
A cod piece?
Yeah.
What the hell do you mean a cod piece?
We'll always have a hand on my
He
cod.
wants the hand on his
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my gosh. And then the last table basically is your pretty much gender, age, physical description of your character. I mean, that's it. And then your background story. So, all right, you guys all have your own sheets. They're all you had one, Miss Scarlet, but I made so many additions to the new one that I basically just got rid of yours, and we'll redo your new sheet. So, all right. So let's go ahead and we'll start with Pathfinder first.
That's me. Yeah.
So I know you're going rogue, right?
Yes, I'm going rogue.
Did you just okay? Cool. All right. So did you decide on what race you want? Well, I hope you did.
Human being.
Going for the extra feet, then I take it.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Now, what's your starting stats going to be, and what are your 2 bonuses from your race and your class going to be for your stats? So we'll start with strengths first.
Okay. You want me just to run down the list for you, or how do you want me to do that?
Well, just tell me what your starting strength is. That's, if you have a bonus in strength, give it to me with the bonus, and tell me that this stat has the +2 bonus.
Okay, my strength is a 10.
Okay, so I guess it doesn't have a bonus. Con?
No. 12.
Bonus or not?
No bonus.
Alright, Dex?
16 with a bonus of 2.
Okay. So that's 16 plus 2 or 14 plus 2?
Yeah, no, 16 plus 2.
Okay, is 18.
Should make
Gotcha.
it 18 with a 4 modifier.
Okay, so I was like, wow. I was thinking, man, 16 is only starting 16. That's a little low there.
Thinking I sold myself short there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what's your int going to be?
12.
Wisdom?
10.
And then your charisma.
Okay, that's a 14 plus a modifier of 2. That's I used my class modifier as that.
Okay, cool. Alright. So I think that's how about your skills? Do you know what your 8 skills are gonna be, or
I do. Hang on one second. Let me pull up my offline sheet, and I've got them on it. I can tell you.
Nerd alert! Nerd alert! Pathfinder, I'm impressed, buddy. You get 1 for class and 1 for race.
I know most of them. There's one of them I'm still up in the air about. I don't know 100% yet. But the ones that are the one that I'm definitely taking with my +5 is going to be sleight of hand.
Nice, the pickpocket. I like it.
Oh no, I'm sorry, stealth rather.
Good job.
with +5. Sleight of hand is one of my second one.
Okay.
Persuasion. Intimidation.
Gotta have that. You gotta have that.
That's in case I have to do a shakedown.
I almost spit my fucking drink out.
Disable device. Deception.
Damn, there's spilled
And is that
the drink.
6 or is that 7?
You get 7 at +3, 1 at +5.
Oh, wait. Streetwise was one of the other ones that I took. That's
That's a
1,
good
2,
one.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have on this sheet acrobatics, but I don't know if I'm going to take acrobatics or not. I'm kind of up in the air.
All right.
Well, that's what you would use acrobatics for, is being up in the air.
Sort of.
What kind of background are you going with? What's your background going to be? Debonair.
Chippendale dancer cat.
Willie, if he were a Chippendale dancer, it'd look like Chris Farley.
No, there are people sitting on the sofa watching me do this right now, okay? So, I'm getting some work.
I'm getting like fucking cramps from laughing already, man. Oh my god.
As far as my background, I mean...
Now, what kind of background are you? I mean, just like, were you a soldier? Were you a cutthroat? Were you a thief? Were you a pirate?
I was, well, okay. I'll kind of give a little bit without getting into the background story.
Yeah, I don't want a background story. I just want to
Okay.
know what type of background you come from.
I would say a assassin / thief.
Nice. Okay.
Kind of a mix of the two. But by necessity, picture it more of like a
Assassin
Robin Hood
or
type of thief,
cutthroat
like a
or
Robin
something like
Hood.
that?
Yeah, more like
Okay.
a Robin Hood type thief assassin.
All right. That's cool.
I'm
I
a
like
friendly assassin, like a Dexter assassin. There you go.
it. All right. A Dexter assassin. Oh my gosh. All right. So I think let's see. Skills are done. What about your icon? What is your icon going to be? And I'll also have your icon. You'll have a lot of information for your icon also. You'd like the allies and stuff like that too.
I am all 3 points invested into the Prince of Shadows.
Just give me 1 second.
Sinful. Thumbs up.
So, okay. Now for the Prince of Shadows being your icon, where do you want your 3 relationship points to go? Do you want it to be a positive relationship?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You want it to be positive with the
mucho favorable
Okay.
with the dark one. Yeah.
All right, so 3 in the positive. Now, how about your one unique thing? It can't be anything mechanical to the game. It's just something for flavor for your character.
Okay, y'all ready for it?
Here we go.
I'm
My
gonna gird
character-
my loins.
My character can lick his own eyebrows.
Okay, Gene
Impressive, sir.
That's your one unique thing. Your character can lick his own eyebrows. I'm totally gonna allow that. I mean, I'm definitely gonna allow that. Oh my god. I just had a fucking vision, man. As you're fixing to assassinate someone, you're licking your eyebrows. I mean, I can't. Oh my god, dude.
You gotta wet them back, man, to keep wind resistance away. That's how you move silently.
Unbelievable. I love that. I really like
So
that.
Silverlock says you should have gone with a third nipple.
No! Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the hairy one, Silverlock. As far as the other two go, you can't grow grass on the playground.
Wow. Alright, so what's the name of your character also? Sorry.
Mordecai the Kind.
You changed the name you were going with?
Mm-hmm. Dave said I had to, man. When he killed my Big Dirt, my backstory, that would have like top Big Dirt's backstory. Yeah, I went with a more tame name.
Oh my god, dude. That's kind of depressing now. Oh well, I'll get over
Yeah,
it.
I had it written too, man. I'm telling you.
Do you still have it? You should email it to me.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, it's out now, utterly skull popping good.
So what is unique about you being able to lick your own eyebrows? I mean, what is the purpose
Do you
of
know
it?
many people that can
Do you
lick
know
their eyebrows?
anybody else who can lick their own
No.
eyebrows?
No. I mean, what is the purpose of your... it's just like a corny, quirky thing your character can do. Oh my god.
Well, my character has rhymes too.
So he,
sound like this.
so he licks his own eyebrows and rhymes a lot.
And he
Okay.
says rhymes like this, like, once again, Mordecai has arrived. Hide your coins, your daughters and wives. And then he licks his eyebrows.
Unbelievable. Oh my god, man, this is gonna be unbelievable. Oh my god. Okay,
Dave, you asked for it.
I did, didn't I? Unbelievable. All right. So that's your unique
Trust
thing.
me, I'm gonna tie it into my story, okay?
I like that. I'm not saying you can't do it. I actually really like that. I think it's definitely a unique thing.
No runs. I'm not the Reverend Al Sharpton. The only reason he can lick his eyebrows is because they're so long they fall in his mouth.
Unbelievable. Wow.
Yeah, Don King rolls over into sleep, starts chewing on his own afro.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so go ahead and do a D100 for me now, Pathfinder. I'm gonna let you have your D&D 5e trinket now.
I'm just gonna let you know, heads up, when I do these things, I have an infamous problem with my roll 20 wonking out, and it may take me a second or two longer than anybody else. Because remember, I'm only playing with half the equipment they are.
I'm sorry,
and half
buddy.
a deck.
All right. Whenever whenever we have the new roleplay scene up and all that, it's gonna be you're gonna be able to click your token, and there will be all the macros there. And I'm gonna go over the macros in just a little bit. So you got
That's good,
25. You got a tiny silver icon of a raven. A tiny silver icon of a raven. All right, so I think that's about it. You can do the other, physical description of your character when you guys, and I'll tell you guys how we're going to start the adventure also, so you guys can kind of come up with how you guys are acquainted with one another. So, all right, so let's go to Miss Scarlet next. Hi, Miss Scarlet.
Hi, Dave.
Hey. All right, so what is the name of your character going to be?
Agnes.
Any last name or anything, or just Agnes?
Nope. Just Agnes.
Agnes this
She
time?
killed her last name.
All right.
Yeah, Agnes.
And you're going fighter, right?
Yes.
Do you know your stats with your bonuses already? I think you do,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So what is your strength going to be?
Strength is 13 plus 2 for class bonus for a total of 15.
Okay. What about your con?
Same thing. The race bonus.
Okay. What about your dexterity?
13.
All right. And your intelligence?
12.
Wisdom?
12.
And charisma?
13.
Okay, so what is your background going to be?
Bouncer.
I like it. I can't wait to hear that background story next week. Because I already know some of it already, maybe. Alright, so your icon is going to be what?
3 points positive for the Emperor.
Alright, and your one unique thing about Agnes.
She's a female bouncer. What more do you want?
That's very true, that is. She is the rare female badass bouncer. Alright, so you can go ahead and give me a D100 roll, and we'll see what you get for your trinket.
Hey Dave, what race is she playing?
Oh yeah, the race. I'm sorry, you're playing dwarf, right?
I believe.
Yeah, dwarf.
Beard or no beard?
What do you think?
I'm in trouble. Alright, so you rolled a 20. So you have a glass jar containing a weird bit of flesh floating in pickling fluid. Oh my god! Oh my god. A glass jar containing a weird bit of flesh floating in pickling fluid. Wow.
It's a chunk of somebody that didn't pay their bar tab.
Could be. Oh my gosh. I like it. Alright, so let's go to Weewilly.
Alright, Dave. I'm going to be playing Vance Longstroke, a bard of some minor fame.
Did you say Vance Longstroke?
That's correct, sir. I am a half-elf.
Short strokes get started quicker.
The Longstroke refers to my penmanship, sir.
Yeah, he's playing a half-elf, not a halfling, so we can't call him short stroke.
You are going bard, right?
That's correct.
and you're half elf. So how about your strength?
8.
Womp womp. How about your con? 8? Please.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm more of a back row person, Dave.
I like that.
Strength 8, Dex 8, Con 12 plus 2 for racial bonus, so 14 con. Intelligence 13, Wisdom 14, and Charisma 17 plus 2 for class bonus.
What are you doing,
Pathfinder? What are you doing?
What the fuck? So what kind of background do you come from, Vance Longstroke?
Well, I was raised in rather good circumstances. I was a latchkey child. My mother left me at home while she raised me, and I had lots of time to read lots of books of adventure and epic poetry and such. And also I traveled a bit as a wandering bard, and have skills associated with such backgrounds.
I like latchkey child. That's a great background. What icon do you look up to?
Yeah, about the icons, Dave. Can we spread the points around, or does it have to be dedicated to one particular icon?
You have to start. Well, I believe it's you start with one, but then as you get higher level, you'll get another icon relationship point.
All right.
And then you can, as you get higher in levels, then I think you can branch out into another icon. I'll have to reread that, but.
All right. Well, all three. Well, it's 3 points, right?
Yep.
All three in a positive relationship with the elf queen. No, I cannot lick my own eyebrows. Oh my god.
Seriously, Pathfinder, cut that out, man. You're going to drive people out of chat.
That is not fit for children's eyes.
What about your unique thing, Vance
My one
Longstroke?
unique thing is I am a one-hit wonder. I have a song out there that is often bandied about in taverns and baldy houses. And while it may not be in my best interest to claim ownership of it, I sometimes do when it suits my purposes.
Oh, maybe Agnes may have heard this song.
I'm sure everyone.
The one-hit wonder. I like it.
Like Vanilla Ice or somebody like that.
Yeah, Leopold Kanan, I won.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get you a D100 roll for your trinket. Wow. A piece of crystal that faintly glows in the moonlight. A piece of crystal that faintly glows in the moonlight.
Perhaps something I picked up from an elvish tot I happen to lay with.
I love it. Would you guys rather have 2 trinkets or 1? I'll ask you guys this. Would you guys rather have 2 or 1?
Doesn't matter to me.
I'll
It's
take
up to
2.
you.
Yeah, we'll do 2. So Weewilly, go ahead and give me another one. 32. So you're also going to have a knife that belonged to a relative. A knife that belonged to a relative. Miss Scarlet, can you give me another roll too? $75. A set of bone pipes. A set of bone pipes. And let's see, Pathfinder, give me another roll also. 71. You've got a fragment of a beautiful song written as musical notes on 2 pieces of parchment. Oh my god, that will be perfect RP right there. Oh my gosh, that's really good. So you have 71. That is a fragment of a beautiful song written as musical notes on 2 pieces of parchment. Maybe it might be a one-hit wonder. We don't know. Pretty sweet. Alright, so last but not least, it looks like old Stig.
Stiggly Wiggly.
What's up, Stig?
Okay. So my character name is Killian Ward.
Is that Killian as in Killian?
It's in the Roll20 block right under my screen.
Okay, well, there you go. Gotcha. Ward as Ward with an E. Okay. Sort of like Connie with a K. Sorry.
Actually, that was from a random name generator looking up like old English style names. I thought it was kind of cool.
All right.
I'm playing
Killian
a
Ward.
human paladin.
Your starting stats, sir.
Okay, my starting strength will be 14, and I will be applying my +2 racial bonus to that. Con will be 16. Dexterity will be 8. Wisdom will be 12. Or no, excuse me. Wisdom will be 10. Intelligence will be 12.
Okay.
And then Charisma will be a 14 with the +2 class bonus. So 16 Strength, 16 Charisma, 16 Con, 8 Dex, 12 Intelligence, 10 Wisdom.
Okay, cool. So, your background for Killian Ward, what shall it be?
Well, since he was left as an orphan at a monastery, it'll be Acolyte. If we're doing the 5th ed background stuff.
You can pick any. It can be anything you want. It could be church urchin. I don't care, as long as it makes sense. I'm totally cool with it. All right, so
I'm going to go with
icon.
the Acolyte because he was raised by one of the monks at the monastery.
All right, sounds legit. Sounds too legit to quit. All right, so how about what icon do you look up to?
Icon will be the gold worm.
Ooh. Your icon relationship points.
3 positive.
All right. So how about your unique thing? For
I am
Killian
looking
Ward.
for the parents that gave me up. I was left with an amulet, and I'm looking for, who my parents were.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get you to roll twice 2d100s.
Okay, let's not do them at the same time. So the first one is a 60. Well, 60 and a 74.
Okay, the first one is a a glass eye.
Okay.
Mr. Hand's got a glass eye, dude. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Alright, and then a 74. So you are going to have a fan that, when unfolded, shows a sleeping cat. A fan that, when unfolded, shows a sleeping cat.
Okay.
No petrified goblin hand. I am disappointed. I'm just kidding. I kid.
Me too.
The way you said that was just creepy. Okay, so let me double check everything really quick, and then we'll go over the macros if you want to use them.
How about everybody's deals? Like they get to pick 3 something. What is it? Abilities? I forget the name of them.
Yes, for your class, yeah. Depending on whatever class that you want to take. Yeah, we can also go over everyone's classes. I'm just looking at right now just base character creation stuff, because this is the first time playing, and I just want to make sure that we have everything done on the character creation list. So everyone has their race, their class, scores.
What race were you, Stig?
Human.
Let's see. We got one unique thing. We've got icons. We've got icon relationships. I'll also check on that later during the week, Weewilly, and if you can do more than one, I'll let you know that you can do that.
Oh, I really don't know, Dave. I just said 3 points, so I figured you could.
You mean as far as more
Zara
than one
Britt,
icon?
thank you very much. Yeah. I'll double check into that. I think you can do that, but I think it has to be champion tier, because you're going to get more points a champion than an epic.
One of my class abilities adds to a pre-selected one, so I didn't know if it was a.
Yeah, I'll double check into that in just a little bit. All right, so that's pretty much it. We've got everything on base stuff to do for for creating a character. Now let's take a look at the macros real quick for the character sheet. Now these will all be assigned to your token, depending on if you want to show in the macro bar down below. You can have these shown down below permanently, or you can have them as a show token action where you click on your token and your macros pop up. So when you click on the character sheet, you're going to see that there's a lot of attributes and abilities. The first 3, the hit points, staggered, and recoveries, that has no bearing on any macro. That's basically what's going to be on the token. So green is going to be hit points. Staggered is going to be in a red circle. That's basically just to tell you what your half hit points is, because in 13th Age it's not bloodied like 4th edition. It's not my home ruled weekend. It's now I got staggered thrown into the mix now too. So, and in your recoveries, you're all going to start with 8 except for Miss Scarlet. She's going to start with 9 because she's a fighter. So everybody has 8 or 9 recoveries to last you until you get a full power up. So so you guys aren't going to have to keep track of that on paper or whatnot. Now everything else, level down, tier, all that stuff has to do with the formulas of the macros, which is really easy to take care of. I mean, these macros will, like the initiative macro, it will pull the level, it's going to pull your dex modifier, it'll roll it and throw it into the tracker automatically for you just by targeting your token. So it's going to take the dex mod, and then it's going to give you a little query at the end, and it's going to ask you, do you have any other initiative bonus? So if you do take the improved initiative bonus, there is a spot down here that says initiative bonus in the second group of variables. Now the initiative feat is +4 to initiative, so you'll put a 4 there. But if you have any other types of, maybe I'll give you, if you have a 6 for an icon relationship positive point, maybe you'll be inspired by your icon and I'll give you an additional +4 to your initiative roll. Or, something like that. Maybe a +4 to damage. Maybe you just had like some venomous rage go out, through your body, and I'll give you an extra 5 damage. So it just depends. Maybe I'll give you a bonus on a skill check because maybe you had information from an affiliate with your icon. So, but that's down the line. Now the recovery heal, that's basically how much you're going to heal for, and it's going to be your recovery die. So Miss Scarlet's easy to, because I've already read everything about the fighter. 1d10. So for level 1, her recovery die is a d10. So it's going to take the d10, it's going to add her constitution modifier, and seeing that you guys are adventurers still, adventure level, it'll do 1 modifier. Now once you get to the champion level, which is tier 2, it'll multiply your constitution mod times 2. And then once you get to level 8 and you become in the epic tier, once you get to the epic tier, it'll triple your constitution modifier. So the roll it'll do, you'll have to change every level, you'll have to change your recovery die. So, you know, at level 5, her recovery die spot will say 5d10, or yeah, 5d10 instead of 1d10. Then it'll take that 5d10, add the constitution modifier, you know, it'll roll the 5d10, add con mod, and also multiply it times 2. So that's just how it works. You change your level, change the tier to 2 or 3, and then that way the macros always are correct. Now that's the recovery macro. Now the skill check macro works like this. When you hit the skill check macro, it will have 2 pop-up questions for you. What type of skill check are you going to do? And you just type in dexterity, or even if it's just a simple strength check to see if you knock down the door or bash the chest lid in, because Pathfinder's unconscious and he can't unlock the goddamn thing. So, you know, the first question will ask you what skill check, and then when you hit OK or hit enter, it'll say what is the total modifier. And then that's when you'll just refer back to your character sheet, and whatever's in that total column for, you know, acrobatics or history or nature, or if it's just strength, you'll have to do strength plus your level, because you add your level in also. But that's something that we'll worry about a little later. Alright, so the next macro is, and you know, like I said, you don't have to use these macros, but I did this to make it easier on you guys. Now there's attack macros and damage macros, and there's going to be, on your character sheet, there's going to be a total of 4 of these. There's going to be for, and that's what I forgot to put on there. So nobody start filling in your character sheet yet, please. Give me till the end of the night, because I have to add more weapon. I want to add weapon to. Is it really?
Just about.
All right. Well, I'll have to add yours in manually. So there will be, like, if you're, like, for you, Weewilly, if you're proficient in, if you're going to use a bow and a sword and a dagger, you can literally have every one of your weapons up there, and it'll pull the correct modifier for whatever weapon you're using. So if you're using your bow, obviously it's dex. If it's a melee weapon like a dagger or sword, it'll pull from strength. And you know, I'll help everyone with their macros, and we'll go over and we'll get the right variables set within the macro. But once you do that, the only maintenance that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to change your level, the tier, your recovery die, your strength modifier, whatever your stat modifiers are, and then your weapon. So the weapon damage works the same way as the recovery die. So obviously when you go to level 2, your handy dandy longbow that you're using, Weewilly, is not going to do that 1d8 at level 1. It's now doing 2d8. So if you have weapon 1 as your bow, it will be 2d8 at level 2. So it'll pull 2d8, roll the 2d8, add your dexterity modifier, and whatever, and then it'll have a query, are there any other bonus damages involved, because some feats give you additional bonus damage, or maybe bonus damage for an unsuccessful disengage or whatnot, or an intercept. So you'll be able to add in bonus damage and bonus to hit, but yet pull all of your stats to where you don't have to worry about it. It'll be automatic. So there will be, like, if like your weapon 1 will change the name to longsword to hit, longsword to damage, or bow hit, bow damage. So there will be, I feel that's the easiest way to do it. And then there's going to be the traditional D4 all the way down to D100. The D4 to D20, there's 2-step variables. How many D4s are you rolling, and what's the modifier? It's easy. It's straightforward. So, but that's the macro system. Nobody else do anything with your character sheet, because after we're done, I'm going to add in more weapons for you, so we can have, you guys can have up to 4 weapons. So I really don't care. You can have 10 weapons if you want. So, but see, here's another great thing about 13th Age. There's no encumbrance in this game. So as long as this within reason, you can pretty much, bring whatever you want. Obviously, you're not going to be able to have 10 weapons, but, you can put, like, throwing dagger on one macro. You can put, bow on one, sword, hand axe. You can distinguishly have separate macros for every different type of weapon that you're using. So, and this also goes for spells. If you're going to do spells, the macros will work the same exact way for spells. So we can just name that macro after your spell, and it'll do the same thing as attacking with a weapon. And it'll do the same thing for healing too. So you can have everything there. And I'll help you guys get all that stuff set up. So
when are you going to do this?
We're going to do this Monday. I'd say Monday. We can get it done Monday, Tuesday.
I just want to know before I get in there and start making crazy macros and shit. I don't want to mess your game up.
No, it's okay. But if, like I said, Weewilly, if you don't want to use the macros, just don't attach them to the sheet. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I like to put a little bit of flavor and stuff into it.
Oh yeah, you can definitely change. You guys can do whatever you want with the emotes, and I put an emote on each one of the macros. But on those emotes, you guys feel free to put whatever you guys want in there. Honestly, I don't care. I'm totally good.
I have no idea how to make macros. I know how to make macaroni. But no macros.
I know how to eat macaroni, man. And
I
also
can eat macaroni.
Dude, we could put a hurting on that macaroni.
Buddy.
So one other thing, if you guys decide to do your own macros, just make sure they're not inline rolls. What do I mean by inline rolls is the yellow.
The test ones I made sure they have the roll out for you to see everything.
Yeah, because it's going to be a lot easier for 13th Age because how everything does escalate, and you add more and more and more and more dies onto your weapon. Because I just don't want to see a number 78 and then I got to count. Is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 78? Just make sure I can
just
see
roll
them.
off of the sheets they provide if you're going to go that way. You know?
Yep. So there you go. That's about it. I mean, you guys ask now about any mechanics questions, because then I'll start talking to you guys. You guys have any questions about your classes, like about the fighter or the paladin or the rogue, or sneak attack pretty much works the same way. Pathfinder, you can just do whatever you need to do, man. And everything crits are doubled in this game, so.
I can sneak attack with my longbow from 100 yards in front of the person.
You are fucking killing me.
Facing them with the wind in my face.
I haven't yet decided on what I want to do with sneak attack. I hate sneak attack from ranged
just call
weapons.
It sucker punch or something. Get away from the whole sneak paradigm.
Yeah. So, whatever the mechanic is on that, go for it, Pathfinder. Seriously, we're not going to change it. And crits in this game are double. So if you're a 10th level fighter, which goddamn I hope we get to level 10 in this game, because I want to see you guys crushing shit. And it's going to take less time to get to level 10 in this game than it would level 20 in the other game. Because if you guys say, Weewilly, you're using your trusty handy dandy longsword, at level 10, that 1d10 is now doing 10d8. Well, I'm sorry, 1d8. It'll be doing 10d8. Plus, you fucking double it. So you just double damage. So you'll be doing 20d8.
I think you add your level to it.
Yeah, and you double everything. You just double everything. So instead of ×3 modifier, it's going to be like ×6 modifier. It's just going to be fucking crazy. I can't wait to see shit like that. But just remember, the monsters are going to do the same thing.
I can't wait to see the escalation die thing in effect.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the mechanic that I really want to see how it goes.
And I'm going to have that.
I don't understand that, but it looks cool as crap.
Yep.
From what I gather, it starts at 0 during the first round of combat, and every following round it goes up by 1.
It does.
I think it stops at 6, maybe, Dave.
It does, yeah. Sure. Yep, it does. So escalation that's a great thing, and that's going to be what's on the dice cam. Is the escalation die. I'm buying this massive big fucking D6, and hopefully it will be here before next Thursday. And it's just going to sit there on my tabletopping mat made by MissScarletknitts, thank you. And that die is just going to sit there. So after the initiative round, the escalation dice now goes to 1. Everybody gets +1 to hit. So, I mean, you just are going to, you know, when you guys hit your attack macro, it's going to say, you know, what is, you know, and I'll even try to, I'm going to try to even figure out a way that I can, well, I can't do a universal attribute to all character sheets. That would be awesome if I could, to link an escalation die in there. But
well, I just put a query in my macros.
Yeah, that's exactly what is going to be put into that. That's the one
Dave,
thing
you ought to just go to AutoZone and buy you a set of fuzzy dials and cut the string off of them.
Oh, that's a great idea. I should do that. Holy crap, I should do that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So yeah,
and it's not being rolled. It's just
it's just sitting there
for a numerical reference.
Second, well, actually, the third round, the escalation die goes to 2. Everybody gets +2 to hit. So it's to kind of speed things up over time. But see, some things also are triggered by the escalation die. Monsters aren't affected by it, but some of them are. Like your more elite types of monsters, like the liches and, you know, the dragons and shit like that, then they can start doing stuff with the escalation die, and they can actually reset it down to like 0 again, or back to 1, or maybe they'll have a special skill kick in when that escalation die hits 6. That dragon will do like some crazy 30d6 breath damage or 30d8 breath damage.
It's just like another layer of strategy.
Yeah,
on top of,
that's exactly it.
You know, you don't want to blow your dailies until the escalation die is at so much. You know,
that's it. That's it.
Well, some of them can't even be used till the escalation die is above.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that's what they were just saying. Some of them trigger off of the escalation die.
Yep. And sometimes the monsters can roll a d4 and reset it back down, d4 back down to a 1 or something. So there's a lot of cool variables that, you know, really take the escalation die into consideration. It's just not, okay, you get another +1 +2. There's a lot of other stuff involved.
It's
with that,
thoroughly
really
incorporated
cool.
into the system.
Yeah, yes. it's a great die, and I like how, you know, on y'all's skills, you guys will be able to do something on natural even rolls or natural odd rolls. You'll be able to add another condition. Well, the monsters do the same thing. Some things you'll get to do on 16+, some things are 18+. I mean, I really like the way the mechanics are in this game, for not having all the extra fluff like movement and vision and, you know, all the other small, the multitude of racial things that you can do. I think it's going to be a really, really fast-paced game, and I'm looking forward to it. I love the whole mook system. That's what I really like. I know you're not a big fan of it, Willie, I don't think, but I like having, you know, if I have 10 5-hit point mooks, then I'm just running towards you, like running towards Miss Scarlet because she's playing the fighter. And if she hits and crits and does like 35 points of damage, that one mook that she just hit for 35 damage, that damage spreads to all those other mooks in the vicinity. So she just literally killed 8 of the 10 mooks in one frickin' hit. So, and then she has to give me like this cinematic of how she took these 8 mooks down, and I can agree with it or I can disagree with it, and if I think it's so I'll say maybe you just took like 4 out, or maybe you took 5 out. But if it's something badass and it's, you know, she spins up into the air, comes down, smashes, you know, ripples of the ground come out, you know, thunder, all this thunder damage and shit, I'll believe that. I'll say, damn, you just took out 8, you know, mooks. So I like the cinema. I like the RP that the game also brings too. That's one thing that I do like. But it should be like that in every game, you know.
Yeah, it should. Really,
it should be. You know, and I try to do this with my 4th edition game all the time. I'm always like reading their powers off, and I'm like, guys, try to incorporate something. And then one person did it one time, and then that's the only time that I've ever seen that. You know, 4th edition is more tactical, but I don't want it played in that tactical fashion. I want it
some
played
kind
more
of bonus damage if they really sell it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, hell yeah, I love stuff like that. I mean, that's what I want. That's what I want, and that's why I'm putting webcams into the game, because I think it will, you know, people will want to have more fun, because I want to see what you guys look like as you're expressing this to me. You know, you guys can see how I'm expressing the game, and so forth and so forth and so forth. So I think it will be pretty cool. Every time you laugh, Stig, your camera jiggles.
I think it's his laptop, so you probably got it.
Is it on your lap?
Or something.
Yeah, I'm on my laptop, so yeah, any kind of movement's kind of amplified. So
That's cool.
Shakes when he laughs like a bowl full of jelly.
well, Pathfinder, just remember your ball's bigger than mine.
That's right.
Shots fired.
Like throwing a pencil down a hallway.
Oh my god.
What is that? What your wife told you?
Yep.
So good. Look at this camera jiggling, Willie.
See it. This is a lot of violent motion. But look, Pathfinder's going too. Oh my god. Get a
He
room,
just reached
guys.
over and shook his screen.
Too good. This is going to be so fun. I swear it's going to be fun. Alright, so what else do you guys want to talk about? You guys got resistance down? How resistance works? You guys want to go over
Resistance
disengage?
is just a die roll, like a save now, right?
It should, no, resistance is, it goes off your attack roll. So, if you roll a 14 plus, we'll say that you roll a natural 14 plus your bonuses, obviously you're going to probably hit. Now, if that resistance for that monster is 16 plus, you didn't break
He's
through
only
the full
gonna take half
resistance.
damage or
Exactly.
whatever,
That's
right,
how it works. I mean, it's really, why don't other games incorporate this stuff? That's what I'm thinking. Why hasn't the escalation die been thought of? Why haven't odd and even rolls been thought of yet in these mainstream games? It's like, that's what I really like about all of these new mechanics. That's why I like this game so much, is because everything is like new and a breath of fresh air, you know, instead of just that boring fucking D8 longsword that's going to do 1d8 damage for the entire life of your character. You know, at level 5 you're doing 5d8, level 10 you're doing 10d8. That's the kind of stuff that I'm really liking about the game, is how the characters actually really progress, and how you can literally see a difference on your character. I mean, like for hit points, for Christ's sake, you start with your base plus your con times 3, and then by the time you level, it's adding another times 3 for every level, so that by the time you're level 10, you're times 24. That's hundreds of hit points.
Yeah, it eventually starts doing 2 and then 4.
Yeah.
It escalates higher and higher.
Yeah. And then when you throw the tough feat into it, holy shit, just imagine that amount of hit points that you're going to have. Especially if you take toughness up to epic, because you're going to be able to double your base, which is crazy. Wow, that's a lot of hit points.
I have a question.
Sure.
Can we take a bio?
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a bio real quick. And then we'll come back and talk more about the rules. We'll go over like stuff like disengage and stuff too. So, all right, everybody, let's take a break. I'll be back in like a couple minutes, probably about 10 minutes or so. I'm going to do some EXP giveaway. Awesome. Awesome, guys. This is like freaking sweet. This game is going to be so fun. I cannot wait. This is awesome. Going to be really fun. Man, unbelievable. So what do you guys think of the webcam incorporation into the game? I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it is awesome. You get to see everybody's expressions and whatnot. It's going to be really fun. Yeah, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be awesome. This is the first time that I've done webcams, and like I said, I'm going to incorporate it into every one of my games, which is going to be really fun. Yeah, exactly, Soiro. It's definitely more interactive, that's for sure. I think it's going to be fun. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. All right, so let's all right, let's do a couple point giveaways, everyone. So go ahead, everyone, type something in the chat. Tonight's bag of holding auction, everyone, is the FX2 Pinball Doctor Strange table. It's got a $3 value, but it is still a pinball game. And who is the high bidder? Stig's high bidder at 75. So you guys will be able to bid on that to the end. And it's gonna be funny listening to Weewilly. If he keeps his character true to how he was introducing himself here, that would be awesome. To hear him RP with that like snooty voice, that would be so good. Yeah. Yeah, Crasher, I know, tell me about it. That'll be good. That'll be awesome to see Grim get fired up over the gnome. You know what I mean? God, that'll be so fun. All right, so last call, guys. Everybody needs to get into the giveaway, giving away some points. And I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I'm totally looking forward to the 13th Age game. This is all my homemade content. I'm using the Dragon Empire that's default for 13th Age. I'm using their locations and the little bit of lore that's in the core book, the 13th Age 13 True Ways book, and the other components that they have and supplements out. So I'll be adding my own story into the world. Really looking forward to it. And we're going to talk a little bit more about where they're starting when we get back, and we're going to talk about the rules and stuff like that. We'll go over if they want to go over anything with their classes and whatnot too. Totally cool with whatever they want to do. But I'm really looking forward to the 13th Age game, because I get to actually, write my own stuff now, which is really cool. Alright, so you have to be following the channel to win. If you are chosen by the Twitch giveaway, you'll get 50 EXP. If you are a subscriber to the channel, you will get 100 EXP, because that is a perk for being a subscriber. So good luck, everybody. Pewtree28, thank you for following the channel. Congratulations, you get some EXP. Good to see you win. Deviator, thank you very much for your support, Deviator. I really appreciate it. You, sir, will get 100 EXP. Thank you much for the follow, Skyrim Love. I appreciate it. Hangman, thank you very much for the follow, Hangman. You will get 50 EXP. Couple more. That's me. No. Crasher, thank you very much for your continued support, man. I appreciate it, dude. You, sir, will get 100 EXP. Docky the Zombie, thank you very much for being a sub, man. Totally appreciate it, Docky. You, sir, will get 100. And last but not least, because my finger slipped. Ah, there he is! Ooh! Gimlet Grim, man. Thanks so much, Gim. I appreciate you being a sub, man. Appreciate your support. Gimlet Grim, you sir, will get 100 EXP. Alright, there you go, everybody. So it looks like everybody's back. I'm not going to take a break. We're just going to continue to go. So thank you guys again for hanging out and watching. This is going to be a blast. Going back up. All right. That was a quick break. We can see you now, Stig. Let there be light.
I thought you could see me before, but apparently everybody was griping.
It was dark. They said that you were fapping in the dark.
Whatever.
Because your camera kept shaking all the time. All right. You guys are going to be so fun, I swear. Holy crap. All right. So let's go over a couple of the other things. You guys, did you guys read any of the rules or anything like that?
Which rules were that again?
Well, there's a couple cool things that you can do as special actions. You know, like rallying, basically. Once a battle, and sometimes even more often, every PC can use a standard action to rally, basically. Basically using a healing die in combat. And it does take the action, so it's sort of like a free heal that you can do to yourself once a battle. And sometimes if you want to rally again later in the same battle, you can make a saving throw. Saving throws in 13th Age are 11 plus, so it's one more than your typical game. And then if you succeed, you can rally again that battle. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. But if you do that, I want to hear some kind of I want to hear why you're trying to rally a second time. There's also you guys can flee. It takes basically, if you guys want to flee, the whole party can decide to flee. You won't die, but there's penalties to fleeing. So maybe your icons may get word of it later. Maybe you may get ass jammed from behind, and then maybe have to deal with 2 encounters later. So there are penalties for fleeing. Now there's also a special action called Fight in Spirit. So if and when Pathfinder goes down, he can actually tell me how you guys are going to fight in spirit. And this is a special combat action that represents not what your character is doing right now, this moment, but rather how your characters helped or inspired party members. You take this action when you are out of the fight altogether, which is rare, but if you're down, basically. So what you're going to do is, for example, an unconscious rogue named Pathfinder might say, the fighter has watched me rage during all these fights, and now with me down, he feels a little bit of my rage coming on, so he'll get like +1 to his attacks. Or maybe the whole group. So you can do +2 to a stat the first time each battle, and then +1 thereafter. So there's all kinds of things that you can, all kinds of bonuses you can do for fight in spirit. So you guys can, read that. For the fumbles, I will have a Wheel of Misfortune ready to go next Thursday, so you better believe there will be a wheel for 13th Age. I'm doing that, and Warhuck is actually making 4 wheels for Pathfinder, because we're going to be using the critical miss cards, which some of those things are pretty freaking vicious. Yeah, but he's making 4 wheels for that. That's going to be crazy. And then I'm going to finish the 4th edition wheel also. Lots of work on wheels this week. All right, so let's take a look at we've already talked about escalation die. Let's talk. Oh yeah, about combat. You're either engaged with a target or you're not engaged. That's another thing we need to talk about. So, you are not engaged at the start of combat. Now, when you take your movement, you can move in and engage with a creature. If you're engaged with a creature, you're locked in with them. So there are ways to pop free of a target, depending on if you have maybe a skill that will allow you to pop free. You can disengage, but we'll get to disengage in just a second. But engaged means you're engaged, and when you're not engaged, then you're free to roam around. But if you're engaged with something and you try to move, that's an attack of opportunity, just like pretty much every other game. It's just the terminology is a little different. Intercepting. So we'll go over intercepting real quick. Generally, if you move past someone who is not already engaged, they have the option to engage you and make you stop where they are. Excuse me. The GM rules on what counts as moving past. That's why I put the 35-foot movement, because we're playing on a virtual tabletop. I'm sorry, I continuously am burping. Oh my gosh. When someone intercepts you, you usually do not have the option of continuing your movement. So if that mook stops you dead in your tracks, you stop. You're basically, you stop moving. And you accept an opportunity attack. So when you're moving, you got to really be careful what you're doing, because when something intercepts you, you're going to take an opportunity attack. Now, the standard consequences of being intercepted is that you and your attack against the creature that intercepted you, the opportunity attack. On your next turn, if you're willing to provoke an opportunity attack, you can move freely where you want to where you wanted to head in the first place. So you'll just have to eat another attack of opportunity. So the ability to intercept onrushing enemies isn't a license to take on other actions. So basically, they're telling you if you're going to intercept, that's what you're doing. You're just stopping the creature, and you're going to get the attack of opportunity. It's not like you're going to be able to go in there, do a minor, do a quick action, then do something else and everything else. Throw the whole kitchen sink. It doesn't work like that. All right, now let's talk about all that stuff. Recoveries we already got. Staggered 50%. Oh yeah, unconscious. Now here we go. Unconscious is works a little bit differently. Let's see. Death and dying. Yeah, when you're down at 0 hit points, it's pretty straightforward there. You're dead at -half, so you can still continue to take damage until -half. When you're down, you're gonna have to use a healing recovery to stabilize yourself, and it can happen several different ways. So while you're dying, ignore your current negative hit points, although you do keep track of them, and then you got to make death saving throws while you're down. So at the start of your turn, you roll a death saving throw on a d20. Listen to this. Death saving throws are 16 plus natural rolls. It ain't 10 like in 5, it's 16. But if you roll a 16 plus, you can use a recovery to return to consciousness and heal up for the number of hit points you rolled with your recovery. So, you tell everyone what form of courage, willpower, stubbornness, or quest brought you back from the brink, and then you can take all of your actions like normal. So if you roll 15 or less, you take one step closer to the grave, and then after your 4th failed saving throw, you will die. So at least it's not 3, it's 4. Now you can stabilize an unconscious creature. It does take a medicine check, which we have medicine as a skill, and it is a D10. Well, it's a DC 10 to stabilize someone. Then they don't have to basically make the throws anymore. They'll be stabilized, but they'll still be unconscious, just like every other game. Then you can basically jam a healing potion down their throat and heal them that way too. So that's death and dying. 16 plus though, isn't that pretty? That's pretty vicious, isn't it?
That's a pretty tough roll to meet.
Yeah, that's why they're giving you 4. They're giving you 4 chances to get up. Well, that's 4 rounds that somebody's going to need to get over there, shove a potion down your throat, or stabilize you with a heal check or something. All right, so
get you epic.
I assume magical healing.
Yeah, magical healing
works
too. Yep,
normally on somebody that's down.
Absolutely. Yep, that's exactly it. All right, so quick rest. resting in this game is so much different than every other game. You basically, a short rest is just a quick breather of a couple minutes. Now, a lot of your skills have recharges on them. That means that you have to, after the encounter, if you use them, you have to roll to see if your skill recharges. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, maybe I'll give you another roll. I don't know. Maybe I'll let you roll with like some kind of advantage, and if it recharges, it recharges. If not, it just depends on what I feel like doing at the time. Now, quick rest basically means that you can use your recovery dice. So that's how, recovery dice are worth so much. You heal for a lot with a recovery die because it literally scales as you level, which is what I love about it. So you don't have to use as many unless you snake eyes it or something, as in like 5th edition. Or, 4th edition, they have, it's 1/4 hit point value. But, that's pretty much what you do. You heal up, and you roll your recharges for all of your skills that you use any kind of recharge roll. And then last, you will have full heal ups, and that's every 4 encounters. And the full heal is basically everything resets automatically. And basically, I'm just going to reset everything. So maybe sometimes we'll do some kind of camp. Maybe if you guys want to RP it out, maybe if you guys need to discuss something, we'll add in the full heal up. But full heal up is a bonus for having 4 encounters in a row. It's the same thing as having 2 4E encounters in a row, but the combat goes much quicker because of the escalation die and everything in 13th Age. So, but that's full heal ups. Now let's grabbing in this game. There's really no grabbing in 13th Age, and they specifically state they really don't want grabbing because it just slows the game down. But the monsters, they will grab. You better believe that they will grab. Shooting in the melee, no penalty like Pathfinder. Just be warned, if you shoot into a group of people and roll a 1, your dungeon master is probably going to let you hit somebody. Invisibility works so much better than stealth. Stealth is you're using the shadows to your advantage. So if it's bright light outside, don't think that you're going to be stealthing around easily. It's, invisibility, so much better than stealthing. Conditions, we already went over conditions. Coup de grace, basically, coup de grace is pretty cool in 13th Age. And this is where you skip your move action and your quick action, and it's basically like a full turn action. I think coup de grace is the same in Pathfinder also, if I'm not mistaken. So when you do coup de grace on a target, you make a standard attack action on your turn, and the attack only is supposed to target the helpless one that you're focusing on, and the entire attack against the helpless foe. And basically, that's the coup de grace. Ongoing damage works the same way. So if you're taking an additional 20 fire damage, you're going to take that damage, and you're going to have to roll an 11 plus saving throw to shake that fire damage. Saving throws, there's 3 different types of saving throw. Normal is 11. Easy is 6 plus. There's a lot of those. A lot of the ongoing damage will have an easy 6 plus roll. Then resistance, we already talked about resistance. Sorry, y'all, I'm just trying to kind of go over everything here.
Yeah, I had a question about that ongoing damage. Is it just persistent until you save?
Yep, that's
or
it.
Rest or whatever.
Yeah, you'll
right
take
back.
it. Yeah, no problem, Pathfinder. You'll take the damage basically at the beginning of your round, and then at the end of your round, you do your saving throw. And if you make your saving throw, it's just like 4th edition basically. You continue to take the damage the next round at the start of your turn. I'm trying to find. There's like lasting wound rules that are optional. We're not using those. I don't want you guys running around with chopped off legs and shit like that, arms and. Nice, Willie. I wanna find disengage. That's the one thing that I do want to kind of go over. But you guys are going to get plenty of money, plenty of magic items. It's going to be really fun. I've already made some of the the items, and some of them have quirky fucking names and shit, because you know I like to do goofy shit, so some of them are going to have really goofy abilities on them also. Alright, so disengage is on page 163. Alright, so here it is right here. Sorry, it was at the bottom right. I totally missed it. Alright, so disengaging, you can always simply move away from the foes that you're engaged to. But you draw opportunity attacks from each of those enemies when you do. It's straightforward. It's just like any other game. Now, if you don't want to risk the opportunity attack, you can use your move action to attempt to disengage from the target. So you have to use your move action to disengage. Now, when you choose to disengage and it takes your move action, you need to roll a normal saving throw. Normal saving throw is 11 plus. So if you want to be successful with your disengage, you need to roll an 11. Now, you can disengage from that creature, but if there's more creatures around you, then there's another +1 to the DC for every monster that's around you. So if you have 4 monsters around you, you're going to have a base of 11 plus 3 more because of the other 3. So that DC is going to go from 11 to 14. And it's actually, I can see that logically, because you're going to, you know, it's going to take more effort to get away from 4 instead of getting away from 1. So, but that's basically how disengage works. And then you can
So is it safe to assume that if we roll a 1 on a disengage check, we're going to fall prone?
No, I'm not going to say you're going to fall prone. I mean, there's no prone there is no prone in 13th Age. There is no prone condition. That's something that I looked. So there, if you get knocked down, just get back up as part of a free action. Just get the hell back up. Okay. No opportunity attack, nothing like that. Maybe I'll say, yeah, you stumble down, but you can get back up. But if the disengage check succeeds, you can move without drawing the opportunity attack from the foe or foes that you were engaged to, and then use your move normally. So here's the great thing. If you fail the disengage check, you do not move, you lose your move action for the turn, and you still remain engaged, but at least you don't take the opportunity attacks because you weren't successful. And then at this point, the safest choice is usually to just attack and end your turn. At least try to do something. I like that. But it's not like you're going to, you know, take the attacks. You're just not going to be successful. You'll lose your move action, but you won't lose any other actions. So it's pretty sweet. So that's disengaging, and Pathfinder missed it, but we'll go over that again. I think that's about it. You guys have any other questions about any mechanics that you're not too sure of? We're all new to this,
I'm following
so
pretty good so far.
If there's any kind of corner cases, we'll get it sorted in gameplay.
We're all new. This is a learning process for everyone, so it's going to be really fun. Same thing in 13th Age. You're going to get your standard action, like in every other game. You're going to get a move action, and then you're going to get the quick action. Once you use your move action, you move, you're pretty much done. I may allow you to maybe move again. If you take a creature down and there's nothing else around you, I may let you move again, as you know, to finish your movement or to move. I may let you do that. I'm not going to be a stickler for every rule because I do want this to go quick. So yeah, we'll do that, and then you get quick actions, and then of course you get the free actions, yelling and dropping stuff and all that, all that other good shit. You get 1 interrupt. Pretty much just like all the other games, you get 1 interrupt action. You can substitute downward, which you can take your standard action to take another move action, so you can double move, or you can get double quick actions or something like that. So you can substitute your standard for something else. That's about it. You guys got any questions about your classes?
I have a question.
Sure.
In general. Okay. So the book talks about feats, powers, and talents.
Yep.
Explain to me how you differentiate one from the other.
Okay, so we are going to go to your class, which is the Rogue. So let's go to the Rogue. I'm putting some miles on this book already. At least it's not falling apart. Oh, jab.
Book 127?
Yep, 120.
Page 127?
Yep. So, as a Rogue, you're going to start with, as you can see on the table, you're going to start with 1 adventure feat. You're going to know a total of 4 powers. And you're going to have, that's what you start with. Some,
Okay.
Plus you also have, you get, choose 3
talents.
talents. And it says right here under class talents, in the second column on the next page, you get to choose 3 talents. You got cunning, improved sneak attack, murderous, shadow walk, smooth talk, swashbuckle, thievery, and tumble. So you get to choose 3 of all those class talents, and that's what you get to start with. You get to start with 3 of those.
Okay, so my other question is the class features that you have.
That
Those
is a
are
class
all-
feature. That's considered a class feature. Your talents is considered a class feature.
No, I understand, but from the way it reads here, it looks like there are 3 of them that you get automatically.
You do. You get to choose between those 3 of the ones that I just read. Cunning, improved sneak attack,
Right.
murderous, shadow.
But what I'm saying is that you get momentum, sneak attack, and trap sense automatically, right?
Yes, you do, because this is
Okay.
all rogues fight better with blah 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 blah. So
What page was that, Pathfinder?
yeah, page 127 in the book. I don't know what it is on the PDF, but yeah, you automatically start with momentum, sneak attack, and then trap sense. Yeah, every class will start automatically with some stuff. Yeah, so you'll automatically start with those class features, and then on the next section there are the class talents. That's when you choose 3. So you're gonna get 3 more on top of those base 3 that you get: momentum, sneak attack, and trap sense. And then, seeing that you get to start with 4 powers, then you go to the next page. Well, page
First level
129.
powers.
Dude's gonna be
This is
an
it.
eyebrow-licking beast.
I know. Then he gets to choose powers. There's evasive strike, deadly thrust, flying blade, roll with it, sure crit or sure cut, tumbling strike. So of all those 7 or 6 powers, you get to start with 4 of them. So there you
Okay,
go.
I want to take Dexterous Tone.
That's
just
level 3.
I'm just kidding.
So, and then you can see that you're gonna, your powers are gonna go up. So when you
I
hit
get
level
a,
2, you get to know another one. Then you're still gonna know 5 at level 3.
I'm pretty sure I have to go back and read, but I think I get a bonus one for being human, don't I?
You get a bonus feat.
Yeah,
So
that's
Feet, that's
yeah,
right.
so that's even better yet. You get a bonus feat in Pathfinder and 4 and 5. So, well, depending on if you get the optional rule with 5. But yeah, you can take a bonus feat, and depending on your powers and whatnot, some powers let you upgrade it to a feat. Some will let you upgrade it. You could upgrade your racial. You can take a general feat. There's all kinds of different feats that you could take. So if you do want to, you're going to start, seeing that you're a human, you're going to start with 2 feats. So you could literally take adventurer feat for sneak attack and adventurer feat for improved sneak attack and double fucking whammy it off the back, right off the bat.
I better start with 2 feet. I've only got 1 arm.
There was something that occurred to me. I wanted to ask you about.
Sure.
Somewhere in the book, I can't remember where, but it hinted like every level up, you could just rejigger everything if you wanted to.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if Pathfinder had those 3 talents and he didn't like them, when he leveled
Change
up,
it.
you could just
I don't
get
care.
rid of all
Yeah.
of them and get
Sure.
3 more. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not picky with that. If there's something that you want to try, yeah, as soon as you level, go for it.
That makes it real dynamic.
Yeah, and then whenever you're level 10, you can just, I'm not even going to be a stickler for it. You're not going to be stuck at level 10. You can do other things. You can change it anytime you want. So, I'm easy like that. So I don't care. So I just want you guys to like your class, and I don't want you to feel that you're pigeonholed playing this particular skill because you took it. I want you guys to have fun with it.
Dude, I've been looking at the Paladin for a month. I'm ready to play this thing.
Yeah, and it's nice. I like the Paladin. Thanks, Sisson
You've
Guy.
had your
I
on
appreciate
go
it,
from
man.
Day one, haven't you, Stu?
Sisson Guy, I really
Just
appreciate it.
about,
Thank you
yeah.
for the donation, man. I really appreciate it, Guy. Dave's thinking dirt should have
We're
moved
gonna kick all kinds of ass.
further away. Nice, Sisson Guy. Oh my gosh. Nice one. Thank you again, Sisson Guy. Appreciate it, man. Alright, sorry about that, everybody. So, yeah.
Sorry.
No.
Those chili cheese fries with a bomb.
That's alright. Enjoy, man. Anyone else have any questions? You know, once we get to level 10 in this game, if you guys want to start over, you know, because we will get to level 10 in this game. It's not like it's going to take a whole long time to get there. I mean, we'll even expand it and open up 13th Age, 13 True Ways, and open up all those classes. You know, we'll all be versed by that.
Doesn't one of those also up the levels a little more as well?
They're probably going to take it up to 20th, I'm sure.
Possibly. I would like to see that. That would be pretty cool. But yeah.
So, Dave, let me ask you a question. I know
Sure.
you were saying at first with the leveling, the way the leveling worked was like 16 encounters, and then you leveled to level 2.
Yeah.
Is
12
that,
to 16. I may give you level 2 pretty early.
Does that jump to, like, say, between level 2 and 3? Does that jump to,
Same.
like,
No,
32
that's,
encounters?
well, per the book, that's how it goes
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yep.
We're going to be facing tougher and tougher stuff as we level
Yeah.
up, of course.
But yeah, you'll probably end up getting level 2, rather quickly. And if that's the case, maybe it may take you a little bit longer to go from 2 to 3. But I don't even know if it's going to be 12 encounters, to be honest. Because I want to see this game at a higher level. I want to see those numbers flying, man. I really do. I want to see that, you know, that 5d8. I want to see that 10d8. I do want to see that. I think that's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be great.
I'm looking forward to it, man. This is
I did,
definitely a
Jefferson.
new system that looks
It went well. I'm just
really
waiting to
well
hear
put
back.
together. I'm liking what I'm reading so far.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, you were talking about wanting to do a PvP version.
Oh, this
I'm
might be pretty good.
13th Age PvP would be.
It might be pretty
Yeah,
good.
this system's so simplified. It might be easier than like 5e.
Well, because of the armor and the weapons and the way they work.
Yeah, everybody gets a flat number.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was just going to make an observation about the system itself. The way I like the way they have the stats and the defenses set up. You know, you can't just dump shit. You have to think about placing your stats in multiple attributes. You know,
Yeah.
you can't just
And you
focus on that one thing that you need. You know,
You can't min-max either, or you end up screwing yourself.
Yep. That's the
Well,
one
I
thing.
Yeah,
You'll
I think Dave was
notice.
saying the book says you can't min-max this system because it will handicap you.
exactly.
And they actually have, you know, Rob and Jonathan, as they wrote this book, a lot of these little highlighted things that will say, you know, by Jonathan or by Rob, some of these are actually jabs towards the min-maxers, and they'll say, if you try to min-max this, then I hope you get attacked by a swarm of mosquitoes in real life or some shit. That's what they. It's kind of funny how they, you know, they didn't want this game to be a min-maxing game. So, and I like it. I think it's going to be a really cool game. Fucking mooks, dude. I love the way the mooks are. You guys are going to have so many mooks every battle. It's going to be crazy. Oh my god. I just want to see body parts just flying everywhere, every single combat. All right. So, any other questions? Can you guys think of any other questions?
No, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too, man.
I can't wait to read my backstory.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. So that's what we'll do next week. We'll talk about what we're going to do next week. So first, we'll start. You guys are going to introduce your characters. Now, have you guys thought about, do you guys want to know each other, or do you guys want to be solo adventurers, kind of, you know, meeting It's up to you guys.
Whatever you have in mind, Dave. I mean,
Well, I will plan my adventure. I have scenarios already for what you guys decide, because I want you guys to decide, and then
I'm cool with just meeting in the bar as usual. But
okay, that's cool.
I'm really up for anything.
Okay, that's cool. So we can
I
do
have
that.
no problem either way.
All right, so I'm gonna put the I'm gonna kind of move all this stuff down a little bit. We're gonna take a look at the map real quick.
How about next to a rock on the coast?
Have you picked like the city we're starting in, or are you going to make the city as well?
As you glance across the room, you see a stilly-eyed figure sitting at the bar, cloaked and shrouded
Passed
in
out.
black, wearing a mask, carrying a saber.
Eating a bowl.
And as he
of
glances at
something.
you and makes eye contact, he
Eyebrows
licks his
glistening
eyebrows.
from fresh saliva.
Unbelievable. You guys are truly amazing. Alright, so let's take a look at the map here. You guys see Vigil down here. This is basically this is a neutral city. And like I said, this game is going to be in the Dragon Empire. This is the Dragon Empire for 13th Age. Now, we're going to be using their locations, but I'm going to be expanding
Dave.
on them. Oh,
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything either, Dave.
Oh, my bad.
Yep. No map, bro.
There we go.
God, I
So
love
there
this
we
map
go.
too, man.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
It is. It's
a good
it's
map.
good. It's not 3,000 miles. Well, it's the ruler should work pretty good.
It's pretty big.
It's about 1,200, but this is only a portion of it. I mean, it goes to the west more, and there's no map out. But they said that this isn't the full map yet, so there will be more map added as the game grows. All right, so you guys can see here that here's the town of Vigil.
Can you ping that again?
Yep, there you
10-4.
go. This is where you guys
The
are going to
fort,
start.
you mean?
Yep. Usually one of the big cities is aligned with an icon, as you can see. Vigil is one of the big cities, one of the big 7 cities, and it has no affiliation. So it's basically a neutral site, and I figured that would be a good starting point. Now, you guys are going to be in the town of Vigil, and you guys are going to be hired by one of the other icons. You guys are going to be doing work for the Archmage, and I'm glad that none of you chose the Archmage, because I figured you probably wouldn't, because we don't have a pure caster in the game, which is pretty cool.
Like I said, that talent, Dave, I actually did choose the Archmage.
Oh,
that.
then
I
yeah.
don't know, I could make the relationship different. I mean, if it's
No,
things.
no way, because that could only help you later on, which is going to be really cool. Now,
Okay.
you guys are going to be starting, and we'll go over that. We'll, like I said, I'll go over that, and then I'll get with you on that, Willie. So you guys are going to be starting in the Vigil. Now, there is a massive sea that you can see in front of you. It's called the Midland Sea. Well, it used to be a very volatile sea. Lots of storms, lots of trouble. Well, the Archmage used his magic, which he is an icon, and now the Midland Sea is calm. So there is a massive lighthouse that is on the Vigil. The Vigil, it is basically like the lighthouse basically is the beacon of where Vigil is. Now you guys are going to be going to the island right across the right across the way, called Omen. Omen is you guys are going to find out more, but you guys are going to be heading to Omen. That's what I'll tell you for now. You guys are going to have another variable involved also. There's going to be you guys are going to be traveling by ship. That's all I'm going to be saying to you.
Oh boy.
So you guys will be traveling by ship. You guys will be going to the island of Omen. And that's about what I'm going to tell you. Now, like I said, the Midland Sea used to be a very, very, very rough, body of water, but it's going to be like a 2-day trip. I'm going to use travel movement from like Pathfinder and 3.5 to where it's going to take about 2 days to get to Omen. And it's not a very, you'll be able to see the lighthouse, for most of the trip before it descends, but you'll find out about that later.
What part of Omen are we traveling to?
You will be going to a small little shanty town that I am putting on Omen, and it's going to be called Gastron. It is a small shanty town, and this is my creation. It's my map, all my locales. You guys are going to have to explore. You're going to have to explore Gastron. You're going to have to figure out what's going there. You're going to be here at the very southern tip.
10-4.
Now there's going to be a lot of other things in Omen that you guys are going to be finding out also. There's going to be a lot of other variables. Like I told you, this is just not go to point A, finish point A, then you go to point B.
That guy over there's got an exclamation point over his head.
Exactly. This is going to have many different things for you to check out, and you're going to find out more as it goes along. So you might be here for Omen. You might be here at Omen for a while. You might not. If you guys get tired of fucking around in Omen, you guys can tell me where you want to go. I just need a week to prepare so I can create content and write content, because this is all... I can do stuff on the fly, but we are on a virtual tabletop, and I like to have maps. I love to have, towns and, shit like that. So, but Omen is where you guys are headed. And Omen will be... it'll be pretty cool to see what's going to go on. And you guys are going to be traveling... you're going to be traveling by ship. Not by griffin, not by dragon, but you guys will be traveling in luxury aboard a wooden vessel, an old wooden ship. Maybe called Diversity. I don't know. If you ever watched The Anchorman, that was stupid, but all right. That's what I'm going to tell you about the adventure. You're starting in Vigil. You're going to be working for one of the icons off the bat, the Archmage. You're not going to be working for him directly, but you're going to be working through several of his scholars. And you'll find out more. So, do you guys want to all know each other, or do you just want to kind of introduce yourselves at a tavern in Vigil?
Or on the ship, or whatever.
What about, I was about to say, how about the Archmage approaches each of us about working for him, and we all meet on the ship?
Okay, we can do that. You guys can all meet on the ship, and you guys will be leaving the port of Vigil, which will be good. I already know what I'm going to be doing. I'll let you guys know why you're being hired next week. But like I said, this is a no module. This is the great thing about me being able to fully do what I want to do, but I couldn't do this.
We can't have chat reading ahead in the module.
Yeah, I can't do this in 4 games because I love detail. It takes a long time to put together an area with 30 locations and have full descriptions and everything else for 30 locations in a town, let alone everything else. And I like doing this kind of stuff, so that's why I'm glad I'm able to do it here. So, sweet. Can't wait. Alright, so you guys are going to be starting in Vigil. You guys are all hired by the Scholars of the Archmage. You're traveling to Omen, and we'll start with you guys all being together at the probably one of the offices of the merchant company. Well, the fleet that will be, there's a fleet of there's also a fleet of 30 ships that also patrol the Midland Sea, just to keep the peace also, because it is a very nowadays the Midland Sea is very peaceful because of the magic of the Archmage. So there are 30 ships in the fleet that sail the entire Midland Sea. So you guys will be traveling on the flagship of the fleet. So
got to chase away the pirates.
Fancy.
You guys are on the flagship. And that's where we'll start. You guys will be at the basically the merchant marina, fixing to get on. You'll be getting your orders, and you'll be getting paid half up front, and you'll be getting paid a pretty hefty commission up front, and when you return, you'll also get the other half. So you'll be getting a total of 125 gold up front, and 125 gold when you return whenever the task is complete. You're basically going to be dropped off for several weeks, and the flagship will come and pick you up. And that's pretty much what I'm going to tell you.
Were we supposed to roll starting gold, Dave?
For starting gold, that's a good question. Well, you can pretty much take the gear that you want to take. I mean, it specifically says that in all of your different classes that you're playing. It says take your weapons that you want and whatnot. And then there is another. Let's see. I'll start here. I'm at the fighter first. So gear, solid and reliable fighters start with 25 gold in savings. Fighters who would rather gamble than start with 1d6 times 10. So, Miss Scarlet, I will let you choose. Do you want to start with 25 gold, or do you want to do 1d6 times 10?
I'm taking the 25.
Okay, that's cool. Actually, whoa. No, I think you should do the 1d6 times 10. You're gonna make out anyway, so you're gonna get a minimum. Well, you're gonna get a minimum of 10, but it's up to you. 25 or 1d6 times 10. So you can stay with the 25 if you want. So I'm taking that's a yeah.
Matter to me.
No, you can just
She's
stay
a
at the 25.
practical lady, Dave.
Yeah, she is, man. I'm not doing that. So I'm not gonna say no. Roll. I'll give you guys a choice. So, all right. So, Scarlet, you're starting with 25 gold, and then add another 125 because of the commission that you're getting. And if you guys want the potions and stuff, then you guys will have time to go get a couple potions if you want, or if you just want to save it, or if you want to go and buy a rune, go and buy a rune. I don't care. Do whatever you want. But all of everything will be taken care of while you're on the ship. Let's see. Let's go to the rogue. Let's see. What does the rogue start with?
1d6 times 10.
Do you want to roll or take the
I'm
a
rolling.
little bit of money? Okay. Yeah, it's 1d6 times 10 too. So
Look at that.
Very nice.
Money bags over here.
That's the way a rogue rolls.
wow.
And
You
that's
start-
a roll that I lick my eyebrows.
You stay away from my character's eyebrows, damn it.
Oh my god. Look at him just looking at the wall. Unbelievable. Alright, so you start with 60 plus 125 because of the commission. So you'll have a total of 190. Let's see, what do you want to do, Weewilly?
How does he have 190?
It's 180, bro.
What, 180, I'm
185.
sorry. My bad.
Yeah, what do you
20
do you have it there? What am I supposed
160
to roll?
plus, yeah, what's 180? 185, I'm sorry. Let's see, the Paladin. Here's a Paladin. Okay, so you get to start with, same, 1d6 times 10, or you can take the flat 25 stig.
I'm going to take the 25 because I've kind of already got how I've got my character laid out.
Okay,
So-
cool. Let's go to the Bard. I think the Bard's probably going to be the same, but I'm double checking just in case.
Yeah, I don't know what it is right offhand.
1d6 times 10 or 25 for the Bard. So it looks like they're all pretty much... Oh, that's the Barbarian. Oh boy. Watch the Bard get more.
Whoops.
Same thing, 25 or 1d6 times 10. So
I've already
Nice.
rolled it out.
6, very nice. Very nice. 60 gold. So two with a 60 plus 125, 185. Alright, and you guys can buy whatever you want. You've gotten your commission. You guys are at the merchant's house in the marina. And you can get paid in gold or gems, whatever you prefer. They just don't have any trons.
Well, I know I
what was the
included
try
my
again,
armor.
Dave? I think I may have dozed off when you were explaining that.
No, no problem. No, I'm glad that I could be so boring to you for you to doze off. A trine is made by the elves, and a trine has a value of 3 gold pieces. And it's actually, you could just click on the currency tab of your character sheet, and it'll tell you it's a mixture of silver, gold, and platinum.
Yeah, sorry for wasting your time there, bro.
You're not wasting my time, dude. Pathfinder, what are you fucking doing, dude?
What do you mean?
God. Unbelievable. Alright, so
Is he going to be able to keep it together with Pathfinder here, or are we just going to watch him laugh all night?
I'm gonna have to put like a couple post-it notes over Pathfinder because I'm just gonna be looking at him all night, just going, what is he fucking doing now? Alright, so that's about it. Do you guys have any other last inquiries of any rules or whatnot?
None that I can think of.
I think that's pretty much got it covered.
So you said we're going to get together Monday and actually finish out the characters, or can we do it?
Well, I need you guys to, what I do need you guys to do, if you guys have any class talents that you need to choose, you need to choose them and write them down on the character sheet, because I'm going to make handouts for all of those, so you're going to be able to click on those. I'll take care of your class, your race, all of your base stuff I'll take care of. But as for any spells that you need to choose, you need to put down what you're choosing, because I need to make the cards for you.
Do we do that on the main sheet or in the attributes and abilities?
No. You don't add anything in attributes and abilities. That's for the macros. So you'll
in the journal, I guess, then?
No, you don't even have to do that.
Sheet.
And on the character sheet, the sixth table down, where it says attack/spell, you just write all your attacks there, your spells there. If you need to add more columns down, you can do so. You can just go into edit mode.
I can't click anything to edit in that right now.
You just click the edit button up top.
Up top, top right hand, old Vance Longstroke. That's a great name. God bless it. All right, so yeah, you just hit edit mode, Stig, and when you hit edit mode, just scroll down. That's edit mode's top right of the sheet. You should be able to do it, right?
Yeah, as soon as I find the button. So we just need to go in and add our racial abilities.
No, I'll take care of that.
And okay, so we just need the feats and the class talents.
Yeah, let me know what feat. Well, the feat's going to be on the whatever talent. So that's what the feat column is here. Okay, we'll go over this real quick. Like your feature, feat, and recharge. That's why I left the lines for feature, feat, and recharge. And if you have a feat, just put A for adventurer feat, C for champion feat, or H for heroic feat. So I'll know that whenever I click on that feature, I need to add in adventurer, champion, or heroic feature. Then if there's a recharge, just write 16 on there, and then that means that'll reset on a 16. Same.
Yeah, I'll list them with in parentheses like an A, C, or E after the feat.
Okay. So yeah, I know you're going to have to choose some stuff for the Paladin. So, and then I think you're going to need to choose some cleric spells too, right?
I only get one spell, and I'm taking I think it's Cure Wounds.
Okay. So yeah, you're automatically going to start with Smite Evil. So I'm going to make a card for you for Smite Evil regardless. So you don't need to worry about that. Now you're going to need to choose your 3 class talents between Bastion, Cleric Training, Divine Domain, Fearless, Implacable, Lay on Hands, Paladin's Challenge, Path of Universal Righteous Endeavor, Way of Evil Bastards, and that's it. So you get to choose 3 of those. And then you tell me what 3 of those you want. I'll add the cards. Simple as that.
Where do you want me to put the flexible maneuvers?
In the same place on the attack/spell. Just whenever you go into edit mode, just write that down, and I'll add the cards for each one of those maneuvers that you take. So, you're going to start with, 4 of them? Let me find a fighter real quick. Okay, so you're going to automatically start with extra tough and threatening. So extra tough and threatening, there's going to be cards right up above the spell/attack in the feature section. So I'll add those 2 cards there because those are just basic class features. Now your class talents, you're going to choose 3 of those. And I'm sure you already know what you want. And then I'll put those also in the class feature area also. So whatever of the 3 class talents that you want, just write down. I'll add those, and then seeing that you're going to get 3 maneuvers, put the maneuvers in the attack/spell. So whatever maneuvers you take, whether it be brace fort, carve an opening, deadly assault, defensive fighting, grim intent, heavy blows, whatever of that massive array of first level stuff that you get to choose from, take your 3, put in there, and then I'll add the cards for you, so that way you don't have to, always look them up in the book to know what they do. So you can just literally click on the link, it'll open it up, just like all the other character sheets that I make. But alright, so you'll have to add in your maneuvers and then the 3 talents that you choose. Now for the Bard, I think you're going to have a little bit more that you need to choose because of songs and stuff. So you're going to need to, let's see, you get to choose 3 of the following class talents. So you'll get to choose 3 from Balladeer, Battle Skald, Jack of Spells, Lore Master, Myth Kenner, Song Master, Spell Singer, and Storyteller. So you'll get to choose 3 of those. Let me know what 3 you want, and then I'll add the cards for you. So you're going to get a total of...
You want them now? I mean,
no,
I already know.
Just put, yeah. And then your battle cries, you get to choose 2 first level battle cries. So there's all your battle cries on... you get We Need You, Pull It Together, Move It, or Stay Strong. So let me know what 2 of those battle cries you want, and put those battle cries in the attack. If it's an attack, if it's not, if it's just like a buff, then put it up with the regular class features or whatnot.
Okay, well the battle cries are activated on die rolls. So if I roll an 11 or higher, a battle cry is activated. I can choose to activate.
Yeah, they work as flexible
if I roll
attacks.
A 16 or higher, it's just like a flexible.
Yep, same thing as the fighter will get for flexible attacks, which is a really cool thing about another great mechanic that I like about 13th Age are the flexible attacks. You roll your attack first. If you hit, then you can choose from all your flexible attacks you have. So you can, depending on the situation you're in, you can cater to that situation with the repertoire of skills that you have, which is really cool. I like that. And then you get also 2 first level spells. So you're going to need to go to your spells next and choose your first level spells, and I'll make cards for you, and you can put those in the attack/spell, and everything will be right there for you.
I'll get that in there for you then, Dave.
Okay, so
and I'll start working on those tonight, actually.
Yeah. So what I did was that column under feature, I've got my 2 feats, my racial ability, and then my 3 class talents in the second column.
Okay, that sounds good to me. That sounds good to me. And like I said, I'll make cards for all that stuff. So I think that's about I think that covers just about everything. I'm excited. I can't wait to do this. It's going to be fun. Mooks.
And you said you'll go in and do we need to give you the skills that we are taking?
Yes, you also need to do that too on your character sheet. In the BG column, that is your background column. So you're going to have a total of 8 numbers in that BG column. Now, it's either you're going to have 1 plus, you're going to have 1 5 and 7 3s because you get 8 skills that you're proficient in. And as long as they go with your background, I don't care what you choose. So, you'll have 1 5, 7 3s, and that's in the BG column of the skill section. And then it's pretty straightforward. Your modifier is going to change once in a while. The level's definitely going to change every level. So there's a little bit of micromanaging as you level up, but like I said, it's worth leveling up in this game. I mean, it really is. In a lot of games, when you level, sometimes you're like, okay, I just get hit points. But this level, you get a bunch of shit every level, which is really cool. And in the item column means magic items, and I will give you magic items that have bonuses to skill checks also. So, and in the armor, oh, also that's one thing that I didn't tell you about armor. Usually if you're doing some kind of acrobatic roll, you're going to be less likely to be successful if you're in heavy armor. So if you're in heavy armor, you're going to get a, I believe I put the negative modifier at -3. So anything strength or dex related, if you're in heavy armor only, you're going to get a negative penalty. But if you're in the light armor, the medium armor, I'm not. There's only light and heavy armor anyway, I think. So I think there is. No, there's light, heavy, and medium because you get attack penalties if you try to upgrade your armor. Like if you're going to be a rogue and you want to say, fuck it, I'm just going to go heavy armor, you're going to get -2 to attack or -4 to attack for heavy armor or something like that. But it's all on your starting class, and I hope every single one of you make your character. So, but that's about it. I think that just about covers everything. Oh, and if like for flavor, if you want a chainmail coif, just put it in the helmet slot. You know, it's not magical, but just put, you know, chainmail coif or, you know, medallion from your deity or what type of armor you're using. Put it in that slot. Put the cloak, because we'll just you're going to eventually get magic items, and when you get magic items, I'm making cards for them. So you'll be able to click on your Vorpal weapon, or you'll be able to click on your armor of the dwarves or armor of the half elves or your, you know, ring of this or whatever. So yep, that's it. Just like the healing potion, you can click on the healing potion. You'll be able to click on all your items too, your magic items, that is.
So what if we wanted to reflavor like a spell, like I have lightning fork? What if I wanted to call it passion beam or something like that?
That's fine. Passion beam? That's fine. Care Bear stare, maybe?
Yeah, something along those lines.
Fine.
Oh, Dave, I'm going to end up with a third trinket because
still
I
do the same kind of damage.
Included something in my background story with it.
That's fine with me, Stig. Yeah, as long as it doesn't break the mechanic or change any of the mechanics of the spell.
No, just the name.
Name it whatever you want.
Of how it's performed. Or
I love the sound of that. You can do whatever you want. High voltage lull.
So
thank you very much for the follow.
Gonna sing songs.
Totally, man. I'm a bar.
Good deal. All right.
I may not sing in tune.
Are you going to be like a straight up George Strait troubadour?
Yes, of course.
I loved the English nobility type of voice that you were giving us also as you were telling us your name. So I hope that is the voice that you're going to use.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's pretty much how I picture Vance Longstroke.
It sounded more like Southern Plantation Honor.
Oh
yeah.
God.
I can't drop my Southern accent no matter how hard I try.
I know the feeling.
Angle Girl 86.
Yeah,
thank you very much for the follow, Angle Girl. I appreciate it. Welcome to the community. Gonna be a blast, guys. I'm looking forward to it. Last call on asking for any rules or whatnot. God damn,
I think everybody's got it, probably.
I may mess up on the way. You guys may forget something about a feat or something. Just if we mess up, it's a learning process. We're all learning the game, so it's not like it's the end all be all. We're not in a Pathfinder Society game. This is 13th age. No jab on you, Willie, or nothing like that. But
well, I've never played in Pathfinder.
I know you haven't. I know, and I know your feeling about that too.
Yeah.
This is a breath of fresh air to get away from the stringent rules of all the other editions. So.
I'm dying to see what you come up with. I'm dying to see what Dave's baby looks like.
Oh, me too. Now I've got 2 pages, man. I got 2 pages of notes here. Actually front and back, so a total of 4 pages of notes about what we're going to be doing on the Isle of Omen. Well, on the island of Omen.
Fantastic.
Yes, and there's more things that you're going to learn along the way that could possibly affect back in the mainland. So you're not going to be in Omen the whole time.
Yeah, about the relationship. Yeah. So you're saying at the start of every session we're going to be rolling these
Absolutely.
dice.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm very unsure about how that whole mechanic works.
Yeah, it works like
we'll,
this.
We'll pick it up. We'll pick it up.
Oh well, no, I got plenty of time unless any of you guys need to go. It's only 10:30, so
Yeah,
icon relationships work like this. You guys are all positive. You guys put 3 points positive into all of your icons. So you guys will roll 3 d6s at the beginning of every game. If you roll a 6, something good is going to happen to you from your icon for that game. If you roll a 5, maybe I might let maybe something happen good to you. But if it's a 4, 3, 2, 1, nah, nothing will happen to you. So some weeks you may have something good happen to you. Some weeks you may not have anything good happen to you. You know, all 4 of you may flub it one week and not have anything good happen to you. But that's just part of the game. It's just another great mechanic that's thrown in that we're not used to. This is sort of like Star Wars Edge of Empire, how they have one of their mechanics. They have, I forget the actual name of it, but I think it's called liability or something like that. No, it's not called liability.
So let me clarify something with you, Dave.
But anyway, something good or bad can happen to you. So if you choose 3 negatives, and if you roll a 6, something negative is going to fucking happen to you. So negative is basically just for flavor, you know what I mean? Or if you're going all evil races, that's what they recommend you using the -4s if you're going all evil. So, yeah, what's up, Pathfinder?
So with the relations and with making the icon relation, just because you picked a 3 in one icon doesn't mean that you hate all the other icons. Is that
No, because your icon has allies and enemies, and your
Some of the
sheet,
icons interact with each other and help each other.
and you can read about your icon. Each icon has a nice full 1-page write-up, and I'm also going to take that and put that on your character sheet. So you have the Prince of Shadow. I'm going to take all that Prince of Shadow information, make a handout, and you're going to be able to actually read it while you're in the game. It's going to be on your character sheet. So you'll be able to read all of that information. You'll be able to see what the allies of the Prince of Shadows are, what the enemies and general information. I'm not going to give you all the information about the icon, but I'll give you the general information and stuff. So yep, pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
That's awesome. I mean, I know we're all making our own characters, but we may want to at some point get together and talk.
Yeah.
Because I'd kind of like some opinions off the group as far as that goes about skills and stuff and what would benefit the group the best.
Your unique thing is being able to lick your eyebrows. That is just like unbelievable.
I mean, from the way I read
That's
the
awesome.
unique things, maybe that could evolve to like some kind of a frog attack or something. He slash his tongue out and grab something.
Well, it's not supposed to affect anything mechanically for attacks or anything, but maybe over time.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. How you grow into
Yeah,
your unique thing
they're going to hear across the entire land of the assassin that licks his eyebrows before he puts the finishing blow into your back or into the main artery of your heart. So if you see anyone licking their eyebrows, you better best believe that you're fixing to almost take your last breath. So I mean, we could work that in there.
You have to remember that he does it like this. Let me give you a demonstration here. Watch. He starts at this side. It's that way, and then he goes to this side.
It's not like Scooby-Doo just doing one whole makeover.
Not one swipe. It's 2 actions.
Wow. That is awesome. Benjamin, thank you so much, man, for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you for subbing for as long as you have.
Word.
All right, so I guess that's probably going to be about it for us tonight. So we'll have fun. We'll be starting in Vigil, going to the island of Omen. on a
Hell
wooden
yeah.
vessel. All right, everybody. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your time. Thanks for doing the characters, and we'll be starting next week. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Good deal.